What up, good people? I'm sorry for being a bit late. Um, I was a little bit busy at work, so yeah, I came back home late. I mean, I don't have any other excuse. So let's just get into it. Patricio Pitbull versus Dan Ige. Um, I don't know, man. I feel like Patricio Pitbull performed exceptionally well against the top five contender in Yair Rodriguez in his debut, especially considering the fact that Patricio Pitbull is like 38 at this point. So and at featherweight, so that was kind of impressive. Even though he lost like quite decisively, but that could potentially be because Yair Rodriguez is not particularly as great as people make him out to be. It might not have anything to do with the fact that Patricio Pitbull is that good. It might just be because Yair Rodriguez is potentially overrated, but I guess we'll just have to wait and see, right? But okay, maybe I'm being too harsh on Yair Rodriguez. I think his fighting skills have improved significantly. I think his grappling has improved significantly. He looked significantly better, but once again, like I was saying, I mean, he was fighting Yair Rodriguez. Right. And I stand to be corrected. But I think when rather Dan Ige's last fight was what do you call this guy? Um, I forgot his name. Okay, I'll wait up until my connection actually starts working so that I can actually check the his last fight. But Sean Woodson, yes. I think Dan Ige's last fight was Sean Woodson. I actually thought Sean Woodson would actually win that fight, but Dan Ige proved me wrong. I think he's looked really good since the short notice fight against what do you call him, Diego Lopez. So I don't know, man. The mere fact that he was able to beat Sean Woodson, I think, was quite impressive. I think um, Danny Ige is probably going to start making a run because I genuinely didn't expect him to actually have any type of success against Sean Woodson. So yeah, that just goes to show that as long as you're still in your prime, it's honestly up to you if you want to actually become a top contender or not. Um, so yeah, my subscribers and I are going with Dan Ige. Obviously, I think it's a no-brainer at this particular point in time. Patricio Pitbull is like 38. Basically past his prime. He was like he's 0-1 in the UFC. Even despite his performance against Yair Rodriguez, I don't feel like he was particularly that great in that particular fight. I mean, even Yair Rodriguez does not have like great ground game, and like I was saying, it seems like it improved a little bit, but still, um, I'm not too high on the guy. So yeah, I genuinely think Dan Ige is going to actually get this one done. Um, do I see a finish? I don't know, man. I'm considering. I don't know. It comes down to whether or not do you think whether or not do you think what do you call him Yair Rodriguez is better than Danny Ige. I think it comes down to that. Um, do I think that? It's kind of hard to say, to be honest, at this point. I think a decision is a better bet. I think a decision is a better bet, to be honest. I could see this fight going to a decision. In all honesty, it's kind of crazy for me to think that Dan Ige is actually ranked number 11. But yeah, um, let me actually. I just want to actually quickly check the statistics in this particular fight. Oh my goodness, Internet is actually taking its sweet, 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 sweet time. I need to improve this laptop, man. So yeah, while we wait, man, it's been a while since I've been on the stream for such a long period of time without anyone or rather a group of people joining. But it is what it is. They'll watch afterwards. It's cool. Um, come on, internet. I want to be done with this. You know what, guys? I wanted to actually break the fight down a little bit more, but it feels like my internet is actually sabotaging me. So yeah, I might actually end here. Okay, let me give it. Um, it seems like it's doing what it's supposed to do. Um, but yeah, I honestly don't feel like Patricio Pitbull is going to actually win this fight. To be honest, um, he's past his prime. He came into the UFC too late in his career. Um, I don't know if he beats. I think he probably is going to be good enough to maybe beat some of the ranked fighters. I'm not too confident in that opinion, but I could see him getting a win somewhere in the top 15. Um, let me actually. Okay, yeah, the internet is actually back now. Let me actually look at the information that I gathered. Oh my goodness, I'm using a terrible laptop to do these things, so it's very slow. I apologize. So yeah, the technical breakdown. So um, who do I think is going to have the advantage? Kind of wait, don't make noise. Who do I think is going to have an advantage here? I think, oh, Dan Ige surprisingly is going to have a massive reach advantage. I think he's going to have a 4-inch reach advantage. Finishing ability, both of them are more or less on the same level as far as finishing ability. I think Danny Ige has a 63% finishing rate. Patricia Pitbull has a 67% finishing rate, and not too much of a difference. Volume, as far as volume, Dan Ige is going to be throwing significantly more. Dan Ige is going to be technically better at striking in this particular fight. Um, so yeah, I genuinely feel like on the feed, Dan Ige is going to be the better fighter. More technically better, the reach advantage, the volume. I feel like, you know what? I think even a knockout is possible here. Kanya, you want to go in the house? So stop. Um, so as far as the grappling goes, I that's where I have a bit of an issue. I'm a little bit worried because I feel like Danny Ige does not have the greatest takedown defense, and I can see Patricio Pitbull actually exploiting that. And you know what? If you're a wrestler, your ability to fight longer extends, right? And Patricio Pitbull in this particular situation might potentially have a path to victory if he can somehow find a way to control Dan Ige on the ground. So my confidence level in this fight has gone down a little bit, especially when I consider Patricio Pitbull's performance against Yair Rodriguez. It wasn't the greatest, but the fact that he was able to debut with that kind of a performance against a top five ranked contender, that was honestly very impressive. So I don't know, man. Dan Ige does not have the best takedown defense. So I can actually see him getting taken down and controlled on the ground. So yeah, but my subscribers and I are officially going with Dan Ige. Not very confident in this particular pick after seeing how. Okay, I mean his last fight was basically striking. Anyway, I'm going to the next fight right now. If you want to join me, let's go there. Until then, deuces.